Welcome into the Morning Five, Bucknutters. I am Editor Dave Biddle, joined by the Dean of Ohio State football recruiting, Bill Kurlick. And Bill, you have an update on the site right now about Jamarco Jones, the man everybody wants to hear about. Tell our listeners, what is the latest on the Jamarco Jones front?
Well, Larry Johnson and Ed Warner, the two Buckeye assistant coaches, did make their visit with Jamarco at his high school yesterday. Then they also visited with him at his home. Everything went very well. The visit, I think, solidified things to some extent for the Buckeyes in that, Jamarco got again to talk with Ohio State coaches and all, and, that's always a great thing. On the other side of the coin, he is still planning to make his official visit to Michigan State this weekend, which I tended to think would happen, and he is planning to do that. Of course, there could always be a last-minute change, but I really don't expect that to happen. I think he will go through with the official visit to Michigan State. But in talking with Jamarco's coach, the coach sounded, pretty upbeat and positive generally when it comes to Jamarco staying with his Ohio State commitment. Now, again, when you make an official visit, anything can happen, and certainly you cannot rule out a flip. But I guess a good way to put it for Buckeye Nation would be to be cautiously optimistic.
I was definitely optimistic after reading your piece, and if you're a subscriber, make sure you read Bill's piece. I'm sure you have already, but if you haven't, make sure you get on Bucknuts, read Bill's piece about Jamarco Jones. I walked away from that feeling very good that Jamarco Jones was going to stick with his Buckeye commitment, and full disclosure, I thought he was going to stick with it anyway, but I felt much better after reading your piece. Switching gears, Malik McDowell, defensive lineman from Michigan that a lot of people thought, might be not really off Ohio State's radar. Just seemed like such a long shot, Bill, and maybe not so much of a long shot anymore. Fill our listeners in on the latest with Malik McDowell.
Well, I definitely wouldn't consider Malik McDowell a long shot for Ohio State. Now, I still tend to think he ends up at Michigan State because that has been personally his number one choice for a while now. But official visit to Ohio State this weekend, Urban gets the last shot, and we know how that often goes. So I certainly wouldn't consider him a long shot. I think it's very hard to say which way Malik is going to go right now because he and his family kind of differ on where the best choice might be. He's looking at Ohio State, obviously, with that official visit this weekend. Then he's got Michigan State, of course, which has been his personal favorite for quite a while. Michigan, I don't think you can rule them out, though they certainly have faded. And then you've got Florida State in the mix as well. So it'll be interesting to see what happens this weekend with Malik McDowell. But absolutely, Ohio State is in the ballgame with them.
Shameless plug. We're going to have some news on Marcus Ball in the boarding house today that you will not want to miss. The latest update with Marcus Ball, the redshirt freshman tight end at Ohio State. And if you're not a subscriber, try our 7-day free trial. It takes you through National Signing Day, which is a mere 5 days away now. And then even after that, $9.95 a month to be a Bucknuts subscriber. So try our 7-day free trial. Moving on, David Njoku. Now, it looked like the Buckeyes were going to land this kid, the tight end out of New Jersey, Bill. Now it sounds like, they pulled the scholarship offer? Give us an update on David Njoku.
Well, I really think had David Njoku made his official visit to Ohio State this weekend, there was a very good chance he was going to be a Buckeye. But the visit, as of right now, is off. Ohio State Coach Tim Hinton spoke with Njoku's coach earlier this week and just explained to him that the Ohio State scholarship situation has changed a little bit and that right now they don't have a scholarship for him. That's not surprising because Ohio State, when you put together their number of commitments with the number of prospects that are expected to return on scholarship next season, right now the Buckeyes are one over the limit, so that's not too surprising that could happen. There is a slight chance that could change today, but I really doubt it. I think that that visit won't be made. In all likelihood, I'll be checking on it again one more time, but I don't expect that the visit to be made now. As I said, right now it is off, and I think there's a pretty decent chance that Njoku will end up at either Miami or perhaps Temple. But in any event, the visit is off as things now stand. And David also spoke with Urban Meyer for that matter, and we'll have to wait and see what happens. But he's one that I changed my crystal ball for, and I have him now headed elsewhere.
Yeah, keep it locked to the front row for updates on Jamarco Jones, Malik McDowell, David Njoku, if anything changes, which we don't expect. And then, Bill, real quick, how many do you think the Buckeyes will end up with in this class?
Well, they have 22 right now, of course, and I wouldn't be shocked if they added one more. Malik McDowell certainly is the guy to keep an eye on. I would not be shocked if that happened. Of course, they have to keep in Jamarco Jones, but I'm going to go with staying right now at 22 with, I guess, a chance, I'll hedge myself a little bit, of moving to 23.